Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant playoff basketball analysis on the Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Orlando Magic pulled off the upset against the Detroit Pistons 112 to 101. The Orlando won the first quarter 35-27. They lost the second quarter 24-20. They won the third quarter 26-23, and then they closed out the Pistons 31-27 in the fourth quarter to be able to win this game by double figures. Paulo Banchero, 37 minutes, 23 points. He went 8 of 15 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Did a good job of staying physical, doing a good job of initiating contact while also being able to hit some shots from the perimeter, and that's what you want to see from him. But he was efficient tonight, had good shot selection. He did have 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and a steal. He also had 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul. It was a plus 10 and plus minus. Franz ended up doing a good job in the fourth quarter, helping the team close the game with his size and a little bit of shooting touch. He ended up finishing with 19 points. He went 7 of 13 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He did get 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and 2 steals. He also had 2 personal fouls and was a plus 9 and plus minus. And then Wendell Carter was real physical. He did a good job of spacing the floor, did a good job defensively, did a good job finishing around the basket. In 37 minutes, he gave you 19 points. He shot 8 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers. He had a steal in the block, 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul, and finished as a plus 20 and plus minus. Gave you everything that you can want from him on both ends of the court. And then Desmond Bane, he took the most shots on the team, which was 20, but he only went 7 to 20 from the field. He definitely can play better, and that's the scary part. But he played 35 minutes and had 17 points. He went 1 of 8 from 3. We know he can shoot the ball better from 3 than he did tonight. We just have to see him try to do it again, and hopefully his teammates around him step up like they did in this one, and this can make the series more interesting. He also went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, and 3 steals. He also had 2 offensive rebounds, and he had 5 personal fouls, and finished as a plus 17 and plus minus. And then Jalen Suggs, he fouled out. He also had a tough time staying on the Pistons. They're a physical team. They're going to attack you. They're going to come at you. They're going to make it tough, for you as a perimeter defender, and sometimes as an interior defender, depending on how you guard them and how you're trying to stop them. But their 2 best defenders on the perimeter ended up having trouble with the Pistons guards, but it didn't matter. They still was able to win anyway. And Jalen Suggs played 36 minutes. He had 16 points. He went 6 of 16 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Wasn't his most efficient night. It was an ugly game for a lot of these possessions, even in the fourth. But he did have 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals in the block. He was able to compete, as much as he can without fouling. Then eventually ended up catching up to him before the game was over, so he fouled out. He had 1 offensive board, was a plus 11 and plus minus. Everybody off the bench for Orlando ended up scoring, and Jamal Cain played 9 minutes. He had 2 points. He missed his only shot from 3, but he made his 2-pointer, so he finished 1 of 2 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. He had 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 6 and plus minus. Tristan Da Silva, 21 minutes, 7 points. He went 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. He had a good amount of rebounds, which was 4. He had 1 turnover, 2 offensive boards, 2 personal fouls, and finished as a plus 6 and plus minus. Goga Bitadze played 11 minutes. He had 4 points. He ended up going 1 of 2 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had the most rebounds off the bench with 6, and he also had 1 assist, no turnovers, 2 blocks, which was tied for the most off the bench and in the game for the Magic. Then he had 3 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, was a minus 9 and plus minus. The scoring and the rebound was really good, but you have to be happy also with the rim protection. And then a guy that scored 7 points off the bench too was Anthony Black. He played 22 minutes. That was the most off the bench. He did the most shots off the bench, which was 7. And he finished 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. 0-2 from the free throw line. He could have made some more shots, could have had some more points, but they was able to win, even though he didn't have the greatest offensive night scoring and basketball wise. But he still did help the flow of it with 3 assists, finding guys with easy opportunities when he could. He also had 3 rebounds, no turnovers, a steal, and 2 blocks, 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and he finished as a -3 in plus minus Detroit Pistons. Tobias Harris played 36 minutes. He ended up getting 17 points. The problem was he went 1 of 7 from three, but he still found a way to score a little bit. He went 5 of 15 from the field, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. I liked a lot of the shots he took. The touch just wasn't there from the mid range and on. And then he had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. The 2 blocks actually was the most on the team for the Pistons. He had 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and finished as a -15 in plus minus. Duncan Robinson played 26 minutes. He had 9 points. He went 3 of 8 from the field, 3 of 6 from three. And then he had 4 assists, 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls, and finished as a -14 in plus minus. He was able to get open and knock down some wide open threes, and he found his teammates when they tried to close out to him. He was able to get them the ball, but he did miss every 2-pointer that he took. And then Jalen Duren, he was taken completely out the game. Played 33 minutes. He had 8 points. He went 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. This wasn't the type of game you would expect from him. But, you got to watch the footage. You have to look at what you can do and how you can assert yourself better. And they're going to need him to step it up because he's one of their best players. And he can't have a mediocre game like he had tonight if they're going to win this series or even the championship. He did have 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and a block. 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and was a -21 in plus minus. We know they offense revolve around Cade Cunningham, and he had played 40 minutes, which was the most on the team. He finished with 39 points. He went 13 of 27 from the field, 3 of 8 from three, and he also went 10 of 11 from the free throw line. He missed a lot of shots in the clutch, but it is what it is. Either you make them or you miss them. He couldn't step up and carry them the way that he wanted to, the way that he thought that he could when he was taking those shots and filling them out. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough, and he didn't make enough of them. And then they said, you can score as much as you want. We're going to take away your teammates. So he had 4 assists in this game. That's low for a guy that almost averaged 10 a game. And then he gave you 5 rebounds, which is good. But he also only had 3 turnovers, which is all right for 40 minutes. He had no personal fouls and was a -1 and plus minus in the Sore Thompson. He was making some goofy plays, but he finished with 25 minutes. He had 8 points. He went 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 7 rebounds. He ended up being tied for the most on the team with Duren. He had 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 3 steals. The 3 steals was game high for the Pistons. He had 1 offensive rebound, three offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and was a -5 in plus minus. Everybody that played off their bench was able to score as well. Isaiah Stewart ended up playing 19 minutes. He had 3 points. He made 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He missed his only shot from 2 and 3. So he went 0 of 2 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. For those 3 points, he did have 4 rebounds, which was the most off the bench. He had no turnovers in the block, 3 personal fouls, and was a +6 and plus minus. Ronald Highland played 11 minutes. He had 2 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and a steal. 1 personal foul, and was a -6 in plus minus. Javante Green, 5 minutes. He ended up going 3 of 4 from the field. He made his only three. He missed his only three. That was the only shot that he took besides the free throws. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnovers, 2 steals, and the 2 steals was tied for the most off the bench. He had 1 personal foul, was a +4 and plus minus. Karis LeVert, he ended up making a three since that was his only shot. He played 4 minutes and gave you 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers in the block. He finished with 1 personal foul and was a +1 in plus minus. And that was a really good game from him because he did a lot in a small amount of minutes. Kevin Herter played 18 minutes. He went 1 of 2 from three, 1 of 3 from the field for 3 points. He did a lot too by getting 2 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, but he did have 2 steals. And he also had 1 personal foul and was a +7 and plus minus. And then Jenkins played 22 minutes. He, though, went 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 6 from three, And then on top of that, he went 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He had a miserable day shooting a jump shot, whether that was in the half court or at the free throw line. And then he just couldn't make a three either from the perimeter, and that was basically all of his shots besides the free throws. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, 1 block, 1 offensive rebound, no personal fouls, and a -11 in plus minus. And then the Pistons 40% from the field, Orlando 49% from the field, and then it was 77 field goals that the Pistons took, while the Magic shot 90, which is way above 13 more. Um, and then you look at the 34 3-pointers that the Magic took. They shot 29%, 32 3-pointers for the Pistons. They shot 31%. And then 38 free throws for the Pistons. They shot 76%. That kept them in the game a lot of the time. And then the Magic shot only 19. They shot 74%. But the Pistons did get out rebounded 45 to 39. They got more. They got less assists, 19 to 26, and then 14 turnovers for the Pistons, 12 for the Magic, 9 steals for the Pistons, 11 for the Magic. Both teams had 6 blocks, 6 offensive rebounds for the Pistons, 11 for the Magic, 33 defensive rebounds for the Pistons, 34 for the Magic, 17 personal fouls for the Pistons, 24 for the Magic. And then the Magic, they pulled off the upset. They was able to score easier than people thought. They was able to get a lot of things to go their way. They did a good job of spacing the floor. They did a good job of playing defense. I told you that these teams match up well against each other. These teams have a lot of strengths that's similar, and their offense is hit or miss. Some games, like I said, both teams didn't shoot the ball that great from the free throw line or three, but the Magic was able to make more shots than the Pistons. They was able to beat them in a lot of other fundamental categories. They moved the ball better. They stepped up on the defensive end just a little bit better to me, and they were just able to just really guide themselves to a good win. Although the Pistons didn't shoot the ball as well, the free throw really helped them in this one, but it still got away from them at the end of the day. They just got beat by the better team. This was the Magic was the better team tonight, but the Pistons still have a chance to come back and try to figure things out, before the game starts, and just come back better, ready, and just more aggressive offensively. We had a fear that it would just be K doing everything he can. It wouldn't be enough. We didn't think that'd be happening against the Magic, though. We know that can happen against other teams, but K going off and having his teammates score here and there should be enough to beat a team like the Magic. That wasn't the case in this one. He went off, but his teammates didn't have his back as much as you thought that they would have, even on the defensive end. And that was the problem for why the Magic ended up winning it. They was able to counter very well. They was able to make good decisions. They was able to take some good looks and get some good looks more than what the Pistons was able to do. And the Pistons had opportunity after opportunity to cut the lead. They had opportunity after opportunity to win this game. They just couldn't make enough shots, even if it was open, and that ended up giving them a good chance of losing, which they ultimately ended up getting. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis on the playoffs.